Hey, the Tesla experts out there, the ones that know more than I do about Tesla because they're experts, said that Tesla was about to reduce their prices again because they had massive inventory. There was just so much inventory going on, and therefore the prices will come down. And they didn't actually look at why that inventory might be there and try and analyze the reason, because primarily that inventory was vehicles not intended for the United States. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, I made a few videos about it. Tesla Model X. And I don't believe all those Model X's sitting in the car park there are for the North American car market. And I don't believe that's the reason why Tesla would decide to cut prices, which they did not. They've now increased prices in the US at the same exact time that Ford have significantly cut the price of the Mach-E. Tesla raised prices on its most affordable vehicles within the last 24 hours by around $250 on all models of Model 3 sedan and Model Y crossover after they cut prices pretty significantly earlier this year. Tesla's US website lists the base Model 3 with rear-wheel drive now starting at $41,880 with shipping. The base Model Y comes in standard with all-wheel drive, starts at $48,880 with shipping. So basically the price has gone up by $250, which I don't think you would do if you are saying, we don't have enough orders, we need some more orders. I don't believe that's the case at all. In fact, I believe Tesla's got plenty of orders specifically for the Model Y and the Model 3. It's the cheapest it's ever been. And yeah, sure, there may be a bit of a recession going on right now, but that doesn't matter because when you see a compelling product for a compelling price, you're much more likely to buy it. And right now, it's more compelling than it has ever been. Elon Musk said on an earnings call last month that Tesla is prepared to adjust prices, slash them if needs be, to balance supply and demand for its vehicles, even if that reduces its industry-leading profits or cuts them entirely. It's willing to engage in a price war for market share. Not just market share, but to increase production. And I think that's the key thing here. Tesla are aiming to increase production because that means that each car that they make is cheaper to manufacture. Scale means affordability. Tesla has sharply reduced its prices this year. However, it has increased some of its models by a fair bit over the last couple of weeks. We're taking the view that we want to keep making and selling as many cars as we can, Elon Musk said last month. This is a good time to increase our lead further. This is called laying the smackdown. I think Elon Musk's wife recently said he's not who you think he is. To some degree, I agree with that. And I don't mean in the way she meant it. I mean, I don't know what she's talking about. I'm not really concerned about that. We'll leave that stuff for the gossip magazines and that kind of thing. What I mean is this. I believe he is very serious about dominating the car market. Very serious about when he sets a goal, or when Tesla set a goal as a company about achieving that goal. I think this whole concept now where it's ballooned from 10 million sales in 2030 to 20 million, I think he very seriously wants to achieve that and is pretty much willing to do whatever it takes to make that happen. It doesn't matter who has to pay. You all know who I think is going to pay as a result of this. But I don't think this is all about, EV adoption. Yeah, EV adoption matters. I think it's also about crushing the opposition. And I have no problems with that because there's a pretty good chance that the more EVs Tesla sell, the less gasoline-powered cars that Toyota sells. Why do I say that? Well, it appears as though for the second year in a row, Tesla is taking more sales away from Toyota because Toyota's buyers are saying, you don't have an EV for us. A compelling EV, we'll have to go and buy a Tesla. That was basically confirmed within the last few months. Even though Tesla has just increased prices by a little bit, the lower prices overall this year, which they're down significantly in every country, are in addition to the $7,500 EV incentives that now apply to all of Tesla's vehicles except for the Model 3 standard range, which you only get the $3,750 credit. But if you lease it, you do get the full credit. Tesla has also slashed prices on its flagship vehicles, the Model S sedan and the Model X, but it did just raise the prices. Those vehicles, by the way, don't qualify for the IRS incentives at all because they're too expensive. Here's what Automotive News had to say. Analysts say Tesla is feeling the squeeze from easing demand for its vehicles and growing production capacity from new plants in Texas and Germany that opened last year. Tesla's first quarter global sales were just 4.3% higher than in the previous quarter, although they remained at a record high level. Now, to give you some context here, BYD's sales versus the fourth quarter of last year were a significant drop, a lot more than... So 4% gain for Tesla. BYD's sales fell by approximately 35%. There are no articles on Automotive News pointing out that difference. Now, that is not a bad result for BYD. In fact, it's a very good result for BYD. It's weird how the goalposts are so different. Now, in all these articles coming from the mainstream media, they are not comparing the fourth quarter results for any company versus the first quarter results for anyone. The only company they're doing that to is Tesla. Please, if I'm wrong, share the link in the comments. If I'm wrong, if you've seen analysts making an entire discussion and argument about the performance of a company in the fourth quarter of last year versus the first quarter of this year, I haven't been able to find it. The EV maker is under pressure, they say, from Wall Street to maintain high profit margins, even as it seeks to grow sales by 50% per year globally for the foreseeable future. The company's red-hot growth is also cooling because of greater EV competition in the US, Europe, and China. But here's the thing. Car sales in China for Tesla have increased this quarter significantly versus the first quarter of last year, and they've even increased versus the fourth quarter of last year. But car sales for Japan are down by approximately 40%. All Japanese automakers, put them all into a basket, they're down by 40% this year. The best-selling car in China, period, this year is the Tesla Model Y. The 10th best-selling car, period, this year, this is not an electric car sales chart, this is just cars, is the Tesla Model 3. That does not sound like the company that the media are making out here, that Automotive News are making out here. Now, I've got to ask the question, Automotive News, who pays your bills? How do you fund your journalism? That's my question. In the first quarter, they say Tesla posted their lowest quarterly gross margin in 2 years as a result of the price cuts, according to its April 19 earnings report. As of Monday's market close, Tesla's stock price was down 17% compared with a month earlier. Now, Automotive News goes on to say this. Tesla's general trend of slashing sticker prices this year is an about face for the automaker, which had aggressively increased prices in 2021 and 2022 as demand for its EVs soared. Wait times for some versions of the Model Y stretched to 6 months or more as Tesla was hiking prices. As vehicle supply improved in the US, Tesla ramped up production significantly. Tesla offered incentives of up to $7,500 on some models in late 2022. That was replaced by the deep price cuts in January. The price of the Model Y long range was cut by $13,000, just as it became eligible for the federal tax incentive of $7,500. With the latest price increases that just happened, the Model 3 Performance is now $54,880 with shipping. The Model Y long range starts at $51,880 with shipping. Basically $50,250 for the Model Y long range standard price. However, calculating all the price adjustments this year, the base Model 3 is 14% less expensive in the US compared with January the 1st. The standard range Model Y is 25% less expensive, but there was no standard range Model Y. That's a new variant for the company. So it's not really a fair comparison there because this is a new car. According to Cox Automotive, Tesla sold around 162,000 vehicles in the first quarter for a 25% increase over the same period last year. Cox also said that Tesla's EV market share decreased from 72% a year earlier to 62% in the first quarter of this year. Now, I think 62% is a pretty good number. And I think for me, my biggest takeaway for Tesla this year is the changes to the Model 3 and then therefore the Model Y as well. They're going to go through some pretty big changes this year. And I think that'll drive sales significantly. The Model Y will very likely be the best-selling car this year worldwide. The marketing it should get as a result of that will help to drive sales, especially in 2024 when the new version of the Model Y is revealed. But more importantly than all of that is the Model 2. That is clearly Tesla's most important car. Therefore, their decision to build that factory in Mexico And to use LFP batteries, in my opinion, shows the way forward for the company. And even if sales do decline this year by a small percentage here or there, I don't believe it changes the trajectory of Tesla. But that's just my opinion. And I'm a shareholder. I do, by the way, have stock in BYD and still a little bit of NEO, crazy enough. Now, let me know your thoughts in the comments, and thank you for watching. Bye-bye.